All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us again. We are here with our NPU coordinator, Leah LaRue, and we're very excited to have her. She's going to share a little bit about herself, and we're just going to find out what NPU is and how you can get involved, how it affects you. So, Leah, again, thank you so much for joining us. Yeah, could you just start off by telling us a little bit about yourself, and I'll jump into some questions.
Sure. Thank you, Curt. And thank you for allowing me this time to share a little bit about the NPU system or neighborhood planning units system. We try to avoid acronyms or at least tell people what the acronyms stand for. It's easy to take for granted that everyone knows what you're talking about. So I'm very excited to have the opportunity to share this. One of our 2021 goals is to expand participation in the NPU system. And so every opportunity we get to talk about it is a good thing and moves us towards our goal. So I'm Leah LaRue, and I'm the Assistant Director of Neighborhood Planning at the City of Atlanta in the Department of City Planning. And I live here in Atlanta. Very happy to be in Atlanta. I've been here for almost 20 years. In July, it'll be 20 years that I've been in Atlanta. As you can see from my background, I'm from New York, but I certainly consider Atlanta home.
Okay, very good. Yeah, we as we talked about before, we shared that in common. Many of us moving into the city of Atlanta are transplants, so we really want to get involved with what's going on and how to get involved. Um, so NPUs, you explained that they are neighborhood planning units.
Mhm.
Um, so I guess that's what it is. How can I and our viewers, people moving into the neighborhood, and even those that are in the neighborhood, find out which NPU they are in?
So there are several ways. The simplest way, the easiest for people that aren't curious about anything else except to know which MPU they're in, the easiest way to do that is to call us. And you can call us at 404-330-66 I'm sorry, 6637. There you go. I knew it would come to me. We're not in the office and we haven't been for almost a year. So all the numbers that I knew by heart, I don't use them anymore and don't know them. But yeah, 404-330-6637 is the easiest way to find out what MPU you live in. You could also visit our website at npuatlanta.org and click on the dashboard. We have a really fun tool that tells everybody about all the activity that's going on. I strongly urge you to check it out because it really is cool and it lets you know what's going on in your neighborhood, in your NPU, in surrounding NPUs, and even across the city.
Excellent, excellent. We're gonna actually put that up later on and show everyone how to use that. So appreciate
Awesome.
that. Okay, so these NPUs that we can go on the website and we see it looks all cool and I can pinpoint this is where I am in. Why are they important? Like what how does that help us here?
I'm glad you asked that question just last night. So, one thing I could have said in my intro is that before I came into this role, I was an active participant in my neighborhood as well. So, I'm a member of the Grove Park Neighborhood Association. I'm a member of NPUJ. I'm very active in both those organizations. I participate, I serve on subcommittees, I volunteer with our beautification committee, our public safety committee, and probably a lot of other committees, but very active in the neighborhood. And the reason that I do that is I learned early on that if you're not, I forgot the gentleman who coined this little phrase, but I think he was the first Black president of the PTA. I forgot his name, but he said, if you're not at the table, you're on the menu. And I kind of live by that. I am outspoken and I want to be at the table all the time. I want to have input. And the only way to have input is to be there. I saw a message on Nextdoor last night. I was just perusing through Nextdoor as I often do, just to get a pulse of what's going on in the neighborhood and the neighborhoods around me. And I saw some discussion on a venue in Atlanta that brought about a lot of controversy. There was a lot of discussion among the neighbors about the placement of the venue, whether it belonged there, whether it should have been permitted, whether it belongs in a residential area, whether it's safe to operate during COVID times. There was a lot of discussion on that particular venue. And one lady said in the comments, if you are not there to make decisions, the decisions will be made on your behalf without your participation. And that's why people should be involved in the NPU system. Without question, the NPUs give input and make recommendations to the city. They're obviously not binding decisions, but the city hears their recommendations. NPUs are the official vehicle for the city to get feedback from communities. So they make recommendations on rezonings, property rezonings, on variances, on alcohol licenses, and on special events. And of course, text amendments as well. It's really important work. And if you're not there, the decisions are going to be made, and you're going to be that person on next door complaining about this restaurant or nightclub or whatever it might be.
Got it, got it. So basically, when our residents log onto the site, they see, okay, which NPU I am a part of, and it's like a letter system. Oh, and I had a question about that. I'm gonna get back to it. But
Okay.
the letter system, you find out where you are, and it'll tell you when the meetings are being held, and kind of like virtually sort of like what we're doing, log in and ask the questions, find out what's going on, and let your voice be heard.
Absolutely. Yeah, we have a really amazing team, a small team without question, but an amazing team of 4 people. And all 4 of us live in the city of Atlanta. We're all active in our neighborhood associations and in our NPUs as well. We love this work and we love this system and we love sharing it with people. So if you want to know anything about it, you really could just pick up the phone and call, or even send us an email, and we'll be happy to talk to you until we're blue in the face about all things NPU.
All right, now this question is might be a little silly, but I was looking through the website and I noticed there's one letter that's missing. I think it's letter U. What happened to NPU?
We hijacked
NPU, yeah.
hijacked it because we wanted to launch NPU University, and we call it NPU for short.
Okay, okay.
That's not the real answer, is
Oh,
it? So the NPUs, that you're right, there are 25 of them, and they're each named after a letter of the alphabet, A through Z, except for the letter U. It was left out just because it's not complicated. It's not easy to say. It doesn't roll off the tongue. And when people say NPUU, they usually pause and stutter, kind of like you did when you were trying to get it out. Everybody does that. So they intentionally skipped the letter U when they were naming the NPUs. But we saw it as a great opportunity when we last year we established NPU University, and I thought it was a great opportunity to make use of that U. So we now call NPU University NPUU for short.
awesome, awesome. So my next question was, I was going to ask you about the tools and techniques that you use to inform citizens about what's going on, but you pretty much answered that in, hey, join the meeting, get involved, find out what's happening, and involve yourself. And so now that great question just left my mind.
Well, I can comment, and then hopefully it'll come back in your mind,
Okay.
because there is one other thing that I think is important for people that want to stay in the know. So what you can do is, we have a distribution list, and it is subscriber based. You send an email to NPU mail, that's NPUMAIL at atlantag.gov, Atlanta spelled out, ga.gov, and request to be added to the distribution list for your NPU. Now, I'll give you a pro tip. If you don't know your NPU, in that same email, you can say, my address is so-and-so. Can you tell me what NPU I'm in? And then add me to the distribution list for that NPU. We'll do that. We'll tell you what NPU you're in. We'll add you to the list so that every time that NPU meets, which is monthly, you'll get an email that not only includes a reminder that the NPU is meeting, but it also includes a link to the agenda so you can see what the NPU will be voting on that month and discussing. And it also includes the link to the meeting since we're all meeting virtually now.
Yeah.
Do you remember your question?
I
I'm
don't.
trying to help you.
That's okay. That's okay. But you mentioned that you are a resident of Grove Park, and Grove Park I've been talking about it. It's been all over the news. There's a lot going on. There's the new the West Side Reservoir Park, um, called what's the official name of that park going to be called again?
What's that park?
West Side Park. Uh, it, a lot has been going on. There's been people that want to move in that have been told, hey, you cannot right now because of building permits. There was a lot of transitional things happening. Could you maybe elaborate on that a little bit? No, you don't want to elaborate on that a little bit?
Not really. I can clarify just briefly that there is a moratorium that's still in effect on building in the area.
Yeah. So I'll say a little bit. I was part of an organization, I'm not going to throw too many out, where they're trying to help the residents that live in that neighborhood remain in that neighborhood while a lot of gentrification is happening. So I'll speak on that at a later topic in another interview or
Sounds
something.
like a great topic.
Yeah. We're going to dive into that. So yeah, so just one last question. What would you, aside from everything else we said, would you like people to know, about yourself and what the city of Atlanta and the neighborhood planning units are trying to do?
So that's a deep question. I think if I had to identify one thing that is the most important that I'd like for people to know, it is just to visit our website, npuatlanta.org. Click on NPU University, which is a program that I'm obviously very proud of because I've talked about it already. But for last year, we thought that it was important to invest in educating, informing, and training community leaders, aspiring community leaders, potential community leaders, and just regular folks who have no idea what the NPU system is about or why they should be involved or how it all works, how it all comes together. Is it the same as city council? Is it a city entity? Is it separate from the city? Is it a neighborhood association? What exactly is it? We answer all those questions in classes. We also have classes on zoning and on the legislative process. Atlanta City Design, I would be remiss if I didn't mention that. That's our blueprint for how we implement our plans to get to the beloved community that Dr. King talked about. All of those classes are on our website. We record them, we stream them on Facebook, and then we post it on our website. So even if you miss the class, you can watch it and learn a bit. I guess the most important thing is that we're all very touchable. You can have my phone number, email address, and call anytime, text anytime, email anytime. The same goes for my team. We are very responsive and touchable. We're all here in Atlanta in the community.
And we're going to get you an Atlanta sign to put in the back so that
I know.
we can be reminded of that,
Thanks for the opportunity to show this off. I actually
Right.
have one. This was designed by a friend and coworker, Mad Dworshak, who's an awesome graphic designer. And I'm looking at a huge map of Atlanta's NPU system right in front of me, on the wall in front of me. So yeah, I do need some Atlanta artwork in here, but at the same time, I'm okay with repping New York too.
Well, okay, great. Well, again, we appreciate your time. I'm gonna look at your friend there and probably get something to cover up some of this white space here, some of Atlanta artwork as well. And again, it's Leah LaRue with the director of NPU. Did I say that correct?
Assistant Director, Neighborhood Planning Unit. Yeah.
Okay, of the neighborhood.
But thank you for the promotion. I appreciate that. I do work hard.
Well, again, we thank you for your time. And anyone out there, if you have any questions, the links will be below. Emails, phone numbers, website, to both of us. Again, I'm always giving tours and showing people around different neighborhoods, especially on the west side of Atlanta, one of my favorite sides. And yeah, check us out again. And have any questions, give us a call. All right.
Thank you so much for your time, Curt.
You're welcome, and thank you.